See, UFC 238. I want to know what you think really about the card because I loved it, but I want to hear what you think.
I thought it was fantastic, man. There was fights where okay, there was fights like the Valentina fight. I pretty much
Mhm.
knew that she was going to start just guy. And that
Yeah.
happened. That was great. We'll talk about that, of course.
Hmm.
Um, Marlon Moraes versus Henry Cejudo. When we get into that, it's going to be really good. Um, Moraes is a beast, man. Beast, no doubt, right? But Cejudo, man, I'm not going against that guy anymore, man. Like, I can't do it, man. Guy proved me wrong.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that.
So I don't know. We're live now, man. We're live.
Mm.
So welcome to Fight Culture, episode 11. We've made it to 11. We're going to talk about UFC 238 here, and we're going to get into it right now. Let's go ahead and talk about what fight you want to start with here.
Let's yo, I'm really excited to talk about this, man. Because great fights, and let's start from the
If you want, you
bottom,
could.
from our picks where we started from
Mhm. If
last
you
week.
want, you could tweet it out.
For sure, for sure. So first fight was Carolina versus Grasso, which we both picked Carolina here.
I know. I
And
told you I
we
was
were
torn
wrong.
though.
Grasso won by decision. What'd you think about that, Fonz?
I told you I was torn on this one. I really like both fighters, but I thought that Carolina was going to have the edge. I thought that Grasso. The last time we saw Grasso, I think she was beat by Tatiana, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if it was her, but I know she was beat by Tatiana. And in that fight, I was thinking, Grasso needs more time to mature. She's still young, and she's like 24, 25, something like that. Really good fighter. But boy, did she mature, bro. Like, she's coming to her own, that little boxer. I really liked what I saw in her. I think it was a combination of things, though. I think it was a combination of Grasso getting better and Carolina kind of regressing, right? What
Um,
would you?
well, that's an astute observation because you know what? I came on this show last week and I told you that Alexa Grasso is a boxer and that was all she was. And dude, she's been off for 18 months, and this fight, she made me eat my words. I was completely wrong about her. She looks so improved, so
Mm,
improved. She was doing everything better than Carolina. Everything, managing the distance, kicking. The kicking was in her favor, and even when in a place where I thought for sure Carolina had the advantage, which was in the clinch, she was unable to do anything really to Grasso. So, congratulations to her for improving so much in such a short span of time. But also, Carolina looks like she's been figured out.
Um, would you say she's regressing at all?
I'm not going to say regress. I think she is looking worse and worse because she's not improving, and because she's not improving, the
Mm.
other girls are catching on, which in turn, I guess you could say is regressing because if you're not moving forward, you're
No,
moving
you got
backwards.
a point there because there is a time when there's just don't they don't progress. They don't continue forward in and blossom. And yeah, you're right. She's been kind of the same. We
Mm-hmm.
haven't seen her really change her style up or not really incorporate great head movement. That was another thing too. Oh my gosh, she needs to work on that if she's going to continue to fight anyway.
Yeah, her striking
I don't know. Her head
defensively
movement.
is terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah, it was bad.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as Grasso though, boy, I'm excited to see her fight some more. I've liked her for years, but like again, she's matured. She's progressing. Her boxing is on point. Um, I want to see her fight again, man. I'm
Oh, for
excited.
sure, for sure. Like, any matchups you have in mind? Maybe.
Ooh, in that division, hmm. Man, she beat Carolina. Carolina's beaten a lot of great people, so anybody would be great, man, in this situation. I would even like to see what she would do against Joanna. I'd like to
Wow.
see what she would do
Okay.
against Joanna.
Okay.
Because
I-
here's the thing: the reason why I say that is because Joanna is a good striker. Carolina fought and beat her, But Joanna, she's got better head movement. I just want to see how she would react to Grasso's boxing and how Grasso would react to a really good striker and somebody that's going to come forward like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we saw Carolina come forward, but again, her head movement was very poor. And that's what really got her beat here was that head movement. It was really terrible, man.
Yeah, man. Three in a row now for her. So
It's sad because I like Carolina.
mm-hmm. She
But
she ascended the division very quickly, and she's very rapidly going right back down.
yeah, I wish nothing but the best for her. But you know, at this point, if she's not going to progress, she's going to have to, you know, end up retiring or something.
Yeah, maybe pack it up, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I still think she's a good fighter. She's still decent. It's just that she needs to move
You,
forward.
you think her job's safe?
Um,
Three in a row usually spells the end for you.
I think it's still safe in that division. I still think it's safe. I know it's a stacked division, but Carolina is one of those that have become a fan favorite. And
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that she's going to be kicked out just yet.
Yeah, and they
The
can
UFC's
continue
probably
to use
looking,
her.
though. Yeah.
Say what?
The UFC's, they're probably keeping an eye on her, though.
Yeah, and I think they can still utilize her a bit in a gatekeeperish role, you know. But you know whether or not she decides to stick around for that, you know, is up to her. But moving on, we were both wrong on that pick, by the way.
Yeah.
So second fight, Fonz, you picked
Oh my gosh.
Pedro Munoz by second round KO,
Yeah.
and I picked Aljamain Sterling by decision. And the result was Aljamain Sterling by decision.
Yeah.
What'd you think of this fight, man?
Okay, I wasn't expecting this. Aljamain looked the best he's ever looked, in my opinion, ever. He beat a guy in Munoz that is a very dangerous man, and he fought him the best way he could have. He fought tall. He kept him, he kept him away from him. He wouldn't let him get on that inside, get any of those punches off. The way Aljamain Sterling fought in this fight was a thing of beauty, man. It was perfect. This is the way. This is an intelligent fighter right here. He fought very intelligent, beat the guy, and man, he just beat him up. That's basically what he did for 3 rounds. Just beat him up. And I really kudos to Munoz for having a chin because, you know, most other fighters they would have gone down, with some of those hits. So, Aljamain, man, again, best he's ever looked in my opinion.
I'm glad you're giving my boy Aljo some respect. That's always
But
good
you
to
gotta
hear
you
coming
gotta
from you.
admit but you gotta admit he does look a lot better than he has previously.
Oh yeah, for sure. In this fight, he and you know what? This is what I like to see from a fighter on the come up. Maybe not exactly win or lose necessarily the result because we've seen Aljo take some losses, but improvement in every time out. You see improvement. And Aljo, like you said, this right here, what we saw the other night was the best version of Aljamain Sterling that we've ever seen, and he fought his heart out. And you know what? Credit to Munoz because you know what? The entire time, even you could see securely the fight was in the bag for Sterling all along. He had the advantage all along, but Pedro, I was still like scared, because I know that punch can come.
Yeah. At any time you're thinking, okay, he just needs one. That's what I kept thinking in the back of my mind. I'm like, okay, you can do this. You can do this. Okay, you didn't get it that second round, but maybe here in this third, Munoz, because that man is always dangerous. But again, Sterling fighting tall like that was beautiful.
Absolutely. He dangerous throughout the entire fight, but Sterling, man, fought a lot of MMA guys, have a hard time doing that, namely Stefan Struve, but Aljo definitely uses his length to his advantage, and he's climbing to the top, bro. I want to see him fight for the title. I think he deserves it. I think Henry Cejudo versus Aljamain Sterling is a hell of a fight, and a fight that I think he can win.
I don't know about that. Are you calling out the champ?
Hey, he's triple C, bro. But we're getting to that. Let's let's talk about our homegirl, Tatiana Suarez. We both picked her to finish in the second round. She ended up winning by decision. let me go first on this one here because
Yeah, do it,
this one was alarming to me.
yes.
I've been on this bandwagon. Like I'm riding this bandwagon. I'm right in the middle of it. So calling her the female Khabib and all that stuff, and she looked very vulnerable. She got pieced up in that third round. It didn't look good at all for her, and I thought she was ready for the title shot. If she won this fight, but watching the actual fight, I don't think so. What do you think, man?
I think vulnerable is the perfect way to put it. I think she looked human, right?
Yeah,
Her other opponents, she just seemed to dominate. And let's face it, how do you pronounce that girl's name? What is it? Arna? How do you say her name?
Nina Ansaroff.
Ansaroff. That's right. I was going to say Arnsaroff. I don't know. Anyway, Ansaroff. She's not I'm sorry, she's not like a top echelon fighter in that division. I don't think that she's, I know she was ranked number 3, I believe. I don't think she's all that great. And I really thought Tatiana was going to run right through her, dude. And it just didn't seem to work out for her. You know what it reminded me of? I was sitting there watching that fight and I couldn't help but see flashes of John Fitch, a female character,
Wow.
because she wasn't doing much. She wasn't getting much done. She was kind of just like taking her down and doing much of nothing. And I thought it was her worst fight. Definitely her worst fight. Look, she's very strong. She's powerful. She can get these other girls down. But she's got to work on that ground game, because if Ansaroff can nullify her ground game, a much stronger female in that division will be even worse for her. I really think that this is probably this is a wake up call for her.
Yeah, yeah, and you know what? Now that you point that out, you're right, because I see what you're saying about the John Fitch thing in the sense of that she was just being on top and not trying to finish. Really, it looked like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Maybe she needs to attend maybe a few more jujitsu classes a week and work on her subs, or I don't know. The ground and pound wasn't really there either. But you got to give credit to Anstroff as well, because she, it takes two to tango, and she is who made Tatiana look human in there. So, yeah, I'm not very enthusiastic about her title hopes right now, at least.
Yeah, I think she needs a lot of work, man.
Yeah,
I would not be touting her as the female Khabib at this point.
she says she hurt her neck in the fight though, and that's also important to note. I don't know, the veracity of that statement, but just saying. But yeah, we both picked that one right, so it's all good for now. And
Yeah.
the next guy who you disrespected Peter Yan. All
Mm.
right, the Russian, the badass. You disrespected him last week. You gave him the who the
Is that guy?
Ah, come on. You're gonna do it again after what he did? After what honestly,
Bro.
you know what? I picked him to win. But I thought he
did
lost
too.
the fight. I thought he lost this fight.
Yeah, I picked him to win as well, and I thought it was a very close fight. I didn't know how to score this fight, to be honest. There was a lot of it could have went either way. When I was watching this fight, I was watching with Dealer. Shout out to
Mhm.
Dealer. We were watching it, and I said, man, this could go either way, in my opinion. So for you to say you thought Jan lost,
Yeah.
could have. I mean, it was a weird fight, man. I mean, going into this, we both thought that he was going to starch this guy, right? Well, I went along with you because of what you were saying about this guy.
Yeah.
I really didn't know much about him. But the guy looks tough. I mean, he looks like he's got some mean punches, but yeah, he didn't look that great, both of these fighters kind of I don't know. I wouldn't say they didn't look good. They both look good. It's that the other fighter, I'm pretty sure Rivera, right?
Yeah, Jimmy Rivera.
He was leg kicking Jan, right? Trying
Mhm.
to yeah. I remember that. Sometimes it's a blur about these fights. I gotta like rewatch them or something. But I remember he was kicking his legs and he was trying to get his legs from underneath him. but yeah, Jan, man, look, he did his thing. It's just that it could have went either way for me. I
Mhm.
remember that fight. I remember saying to Dealer that to me, like it could go either way. I wouldn't be surprised if this was a freaking even a draw, even
Yeah.
because it was just a very close fight, man.
The thing about this fight, and this is something I wanted to talk to you about because judging and how you feel about fighting in particular, right? For example, this fight, the reason I thought Jimmy Rivera won, right, was because I thought he at least got the first 2 rounds, right? Let's throw away the third round. Let's pretend it didn't happen. In these 2 rounds, in my opinion, he dominated 4 minutes and 30 seconds of these rounds. And then near the end, Jan comes and hits him with something that drops him and, ends the round looking dominant, having just dropped Jimmy. But
That's right. Okay. Yes, he dropped him in the first 2 rounds. I remember
yeah,
that.
he dropped him in the last like 30 or 40-ish seconds of both rounds.
And that's what made it so close to me because it looked like Rivera was getting the better of him, and then at the end of the round, Jan would hurt him.
Yeah. But
So
that's the thing, though. It's like I give him credit for winning basically the entire round over him getting knocked down at the end there.
but when you knock somebody down in a big way like that, it speaks to the judges,
Yeah.
and I understand that, but
Because
that's a hard one to like. It's hard to really think about and really like pick. Okay, who won that round? If you're getting beat and then you freaking hit the guy and he almost gets KO'd and gets saved by
yeah.
the bell. Like to me, um, damn, it's tough, man. It's tough.
I mean, what would you rather do? Get hit like 40 times in the face and catch a guy good clean one time, or
Mhm.
hit the guy 40 times and only get hit once?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
No, I see
It's
what you're
it's
saying. I that's why I said it could have went either way to me.
yeah, it's a whole discussion you could have about it. It is
But
what it is.
congrats to Jan, man. I mean, hey,
Yeah, he looked good. He looked really good. I don't want to take away from his victory because he did look really, really good in there. And
and
that
and
was
and,
Jimmy Rivera.
and the boy was learning English too, man. He's up there trying to do his thing
Yeah, I
after
don't
the
know
fight.
about him calling for a title shot though. He called
Oh
for a
no.
title shot after that.
Yeah, yeah, not after that performance.
Yeah,
Not
I don't
against
think
Jimmy
so, man.
Rivera, bro.
Yeah, I don't think so. I,
But hey,
I,
at least your boy Rivera did his thing though and looked good,
yeah,
wasn't a pushover.
honestly, he looks chinny, man. He,
He
he
didn't look he
he's
didn't
been
look like
getting he's been getting dropped like that in the last several fights, man.
but again, you said Peter Yan is one of these guys that's very dangerous. So
No, Jan is very dangerous. Jan is very
so
dangerous. I mean, yeah, you know what? You're gonna look chinny when you're fighting the best fighters in the world, I guess. Um, but yeah, tough loss for Rivera. Good win for Jan. Stays undefeated in the UFC. I think with one more win, he can find himself in that title picture, but not just yet. Let's go to the people's main event.
mhm,
Yours
mhm.
and mine main event. A little controversial there at the end in the way that it ended. I want to hear your take on what happened here.
Not really controversial. Because at the end, after it was all said and done, I was okay with it because I mean, you have to stop the fight at that point. You have to help the fighter out. You can't let the fighter go in there with one eye, essentially. Even though they let what's his name fight like that all the time, Michael Bisping. That's
Yeah,
a different story, right?
yeah,
Um, but no, look, you had Donald and Ferguson in what I consider to be it was looking like it could have been like fight of the year, had they
hmm
known. It was such a good fight, man. They were both tagging each other. Ferguson was getting the better of him, of course. You can see it on his face. But if you're talking about a guy, you just talked about how Rivera was chinny. What happened to Cowboy being chinny? He's not chinny, man. That guy was taking some shots, bro, and coming forward. And I don't know what it is about this Cowboy, but he's impressing me. Like the older he's getting, the better he seems to be. Like,
like a fine wine, man.
yeah, it's amazing to me. Ferguson is a freaking monster, and he's in there just tagging him and tagging him. And this boy's coming forward, man. It was really cool. I honestly, um, I wish the fight would have continued, but I have to say, if it would have continued, um, it probably would have ended the way it did anyway. It would have went to a decision to Ferguson regardless, because
Yeah,
Ferguson was piecing him up. But kudos to Cowboy, man, because he did his thing. Ferguson looked clean though. I mean, Ferguson was pretty And Ferguson was pretty upset as well, man. Ferguson was upset that the fight ended the way it did, and I respect that.
Yeah, he was upset about that late shot.
Yeah, and it really made me feel like this is why I like both of these guys. You
Yeah,
got one guy who wanted to continue with one eye, and the other guy who didn't want this, to end the fight, and he was feeling really guilty about punching him after the bell. Both of these guys are just so likable, and you know what? They're a couple of my favorite fighters, bro. Like they'll always be, at this point. It's just it. I just wish it would have just continued because I wanted more of what we got. I don't know.
yeah.
What was your thoughts on it?
Um. Well, um, I love both these guys. Like you said, love them, love them, love them. It's they're a great combination of high skill, but also high, fun factor for the crowd pleasers. Tony Ferguson, I thought won rounds 1 and 2, even though I thought round 1 was a lot closer than 2.
Mhm,
Tony really got into a rhythm and just started beating the crap out of Cowboy, man. Just
mhm.
dominating him. Like Cowboy, like you said, man, it's crazy. Aging like a fine wine. There are times where Cowboy has seemed chinny in the past, man. He's over here.
Yeah.
He was taking shots and coming and obviously not scared and willing to engage and exchange. But yeah, man, Tony Ferguson is just too good. He's the best in the world at 55, and Cowboy made a rookie mistake by blowing his nose.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. Like right after he did that, and you heard Joe said, "Oh no, he blew his nose." I was like, "Oh man."
Yeah,
I think we've seen that before too. This isn't the first time it's happened in the octagon. I believe this has happened
I think
before
Eddie Alvarez did it.
because somebody did that before and really messed up their eye.
But yeah, it's such a rookie mistake, and I scratched my head at that decision. What he was thinking at the time.
I don't think he was thinking, man. He was just in the mode, like he wanted to just blow his nose out so he can breathe a little better and fight, because there's no way Cowboy's going to try to do something to get out of a fight. I mean,
I mean that's what I was going to ask you about
did
because
you see
I heard talk on Twitter of people saying he quit.
Oh, come on.
You
There's
think
no
you
way
think
he would.
maybe he kind of quit without quitting there?
No, no, not at all. Not Cowboy, bro. If it was any other fighter, I think twice. Cowboy is there's no quitting that man. You got to put that guy out. Come
Hmm.
on. You've never seen Cowboy quit in a fight, bro. I think that's nonsense. At the end of the fight, that man was smiling with one eye and he looked crazy and he looked like
Yeah,
he was about 80 years old, didn't he?
yeah, man. And you know what? He looked good in this fight too, man. I'm loving this new iteration of Cowboy Cerrone, but we need to get my boy Tony Ferguson his title shot. They're talking about running this back with Cowboy.
I
Explain to me why we
Mm,
should run this back
okay.
exactly. Cowboy was
Right.
getting the crap beaten out of him, and had that fight continued, it would have ended the same.
Yeah. Okay. So I think immediately after the fight, I had told you that right when it happened, I was like, man, I would like to see this ran back. But as I thought about it more, I was like, nah, they don't need to run this back because you got to look at the situation. Tony Ferguson's not getting any younger. The guy's got like a 12 fight win streak, I believe.
Yeah.
Um, and he needs his title shot. He needs that title shot. Cowboy, he was only on a 3 fight win streak, and honestly, he was getting beat up. Even though he was, coming forward and he's not looking like he was gonna get knocked out or anything, he was gonna get beat up for that whole third round if he stayed alive. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I don't think a rematch is due. I think he beat him fair and square, and what they should do is just give Tony his title shot
Yes.
because I think Tony is the only one of the only guys in that division that I think really have a shot against Khabib.
Hmm.
Um,
Honestly, it's only
Poirier
these two
is
guys. I think. I think it's
as much
Tony and Dustin.
yeah, as much as I like Poirier, I think Ferguson's shot is a lot better.
I agree. I agree.
And I still think Poirier has a shot.
Yeah.
The man he's strong, he's got good wrestling, and he's got good striking. Better striking than Khabib. Let's
Yeah.
face it.
Much better.
So I mean, if yeah, but I just think Ferguson is a better fighter.
Yeah. Ferguson is amazing, and you know what? I don't. What fighter have you ever heard of first of all, there's only been, I think, 2 winning streaks in the UFC longer than this winning streak, which belonged to John Jones and Anderson Silva. What fighter do you know wins 10, 11, 12 fights in a row and doesn't fight for the title?
Exactly. And I know we've had a lot of he's had a lot of bumps in the road, you know. He tripped over that wire that one time.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was ridiculous, man. I was so mad. Like I wanted to kick his ass for doing that, you know what I'm saying? Like, you dumbass. But I mean, who wears shades indoors? Uh and then you know, there was, you know, the stuff he was having trouble with at home and everything, you know, his personal life. So there was a lot going on, but at the end of the day, man, the guy's got 12 freaking wins in a row. You got to put him up against Khabib or Poirier. Whoever wins that fight, Ferguson's got next. If he doesn't, I'm going to be pissed, bro.
Yeah, it'll be one of the worst things in like the history of combat sports.
But it wouldn't be out of the realm of possibilities for Dana White to do this.
Oh, of course.
To run it back with Cowboy, because it's a money fight. Because people were tuning in for this fight. People were buying this pay-per-view more for Cowboy versus Ferguson than they were Cejudo versus Moraes.
And you know what? If Cowboy would have won this fight, he would have been fighting for the title after winning 4 straight fights. Tony's got 3 times that.
Facts.
It's time to stop playing games.
It's time for the UFC to stop playing games. You're 100% right, dude. I'm tired of these, let's try to make this money fight. You know what? Why don't you do the right thing for once? Put Ferguson up against the champ. That's what you need to do. Ferguson, for years now, I've been saying, will be champ, should be champ, and damn it, give him a shot.
Yeah, he is 35, so we need to get on that ASAP. So yeah.
Oh, and let me also point this out to you. You said he's 35.
Yeah,
it's true. But there's no slowing down in this man yet. I haven't seen it. This guy is just, he's a beast all around, man. He looked great against Cowboy. Man, like, again, his face was clean, bro, at the end of that fight.
And Cowboy was destroyed. And you know what? That's a common theme in Tony Ferguson's opponents. He leaves them different. He leaves them looking different. But yeah, until somebody beats this guy, I'm not betting against him either. So I'm right there with you. Let's go to our co-main, and we agree, right? No controversy, fair and square.
Fair and square, dude.
Yeah. All right. So, and we both did pick that. We both. Well, actually, no. I picked Ferguson by 2nd round TKO. You picked sub. Either way, you picked 2nd round. So let's say we were both right.
Okay.
All right. So our girl,
bro, you still got the Aljo against over me. So.
Oh, for sure. Oh, I won the night. I went 5 for 7. You went 4 for 7. But that's okay. You were right behind me. So Shevchenko, man. Shevchenko put on a show. What'd you think of this fight, man? It was incredible.
I love this woman. She is a beast, man. Like I knew going into this fight, she was going to be a little Terminator, okay? Because she always is. She goes in there, she's so laser focused. Stone faced, everything. She kicks the crap out of girls, and then what does she do after? She does that little dance.
Yeah,
she's just a completely different person. She's awesome. That head kick to Jessica Eye was brutal, man. Like that KO when she laid out and her arms were out, it looked like she killed that woman. It was crazy, man. But I knew that was going to happen. Like I told you the last episode, I was like, there's no shot for Jessica Eye. No shot whatsoever.
Yeah.
So Valentina is such a beast. And she proved that. Valentina is one of the few people in that division that I think is damn near untouchable. She's just so good, man. I really like her.
I think she has a case for being the very best woman on the planet, man.
Yeah, she does.
In fact, I would make that case because I think she beat Amanda Nunes. So, and Amanda beat Cyborg. So MMA math means
MMA math. We can't do that, bro. We can't do that. MMA math never works, bro.
Hey, man, I haven't seen nobody beat Valentina. Nobody has even come close. You know what? Yep. This girl, Jessica Eye, came to the weigh-ins wearing a bulletproof vest. So Valentina aimed for her head, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, she hit her with like 6 body kicks that had her thinking that the next kick was coming to the body.
So smart, bro.
Set her up. She did her like John Jones did Daniel Cormier.
Yeah, I really like I said, man, I like to watch that girl fight. She's really good. She's a fighter, bro. I don't even. It's not a woman man thing. She's a fighter.
Yeah,
At
she's
the
a
end.
hell of a fighter, straight up. Yeah. And thank the people in Spanish afterwards and Russian and what? This lady, man, a woman of many talents, man. Big ups to
Yeah,
her. I don't see
how many languages does she speak? Like,
oh, at least three because she spoke three right there.
yeah, it was crazy. Like she was just going off, and I was like, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Fluent
definitely
Spanish
cool.
too. It was
That's
fluent.
yeah, but her skill set, man, is beyond the other women in that
Yeah,
division.
she amazes me, man. Who's gonna beat her at this division? Nobody.
Um, I would think it would take somebody that has like a really good wrestling base, like, but even if you have a really good wrestling base, like, man, you're gonna eat a kick coming in. You're gonna eat a knee, a kick. Um, Valentina's quick. Yeah, I don't see it, bro.
Yeah, and poor I, man. She was out for like 3-4 minutes, bro.
Yeah, that was scary. I like to watch knockouts, but I don't like to see guys and women laying there on the mat for such a long time. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's not good, man. That's not good for the brain. It's not good for anything. It's terrible, scary. People have been killed in the ring before,
yeah, of course.
So yeah, you never want to see somebody laid out that long.
Yeah, and as soon as she wakes up, you see her. You can read her lips. She's asking, "Did I get knocked out?"
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
have you ever been
did.
knocked out?
No, I've never been knocked out.
I've been knocked out. I've been knocked out. I've been choked out. And I'll tell you what, man, that's the way it is. You
I
wake
just
up
don't
and
remember a thing, right?
you're like, what just happened?
I've been choked out in jujitsu, but never KO'd.
Okay, so when you were choked out, was it like what happened? Because that's
Yeah,
the way
yeah,
it was for me.
but I wasn't out for 3 minutes.
No, 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 no. But you don't even need to be out for 3 minutes. Just
Yeah,
for a few seconds. It's like you sit there and it's almost like you kind of see stars and like you're just coming back to reality. Your brain's all foggy and you're like, what happened? Because that's exactly the way I responded to it. It was like, what just happened?
you know what?
Oh,
That's a
I
pro.
choked your
That's a
ass
pro
out.
for her.
Like, you choked oh, you did? Oh, okay. 'Cause, stupidly, don't do this at home, folks. But like I told my
Oh
friend,
hell no!
"Yeah, choke me out. I want to see if you
You
could
know
do
what
it."
though, man?
And I
That's
tried
good
to
for
stop him,
Jessica.
and
Good
I got
to
choked out, bro.
you.
Yeah,
Oh man.
stupid kids.
See, it happened to me. It happened to me just from not tapping.
Yeah,
But
I wouldn't tap either though if I was doing that. So,
what I was gonna tell you.
yes.
Damn it, you made me. You made you made me lose it there. But yeah, I hope she can get. She's okay, Jessica. Because that was devastating. But yeah, congrats to Shevchenko. Gonna be a long time champ for sure.
Well, Jessica is definitely concussed.
Oh, 100%.
Definitely, man. Yeah, take some time off. I seriously, after a brutal knockout like that, at least 6 months. Take
Oh
some.
hell yeah. And at least you won't even remember a thing. That's good. So Fonz,
Oh,
we
here we
we
go.
messed up in this next fight, and
Yeah, we did. We did. We both
we
did.
we picked Moraes. I picked Moraes in the first round by KO,
Yeah.
and Cejudo actually ended up TKOing our boy in the third. Tell me what happened and why we were so wrong.
Okay. Marias is a beast. Okay. So for us to pick him wasn't like just like a on a whim, pick. Like we weren't sitting there going, oh, we'll draw a name out of a hat. Marias is freaking legit. The guy, he was a champion where he came from. I forgot what that what
World
league.
Series of Fighting.
World Series of Fighting. That's right. Champ over there, dominated over there, came over to the UFC, started dominating over here, went up against a guy in Cejudo that said, no, sir, I'm not going to let you dominate me. And if you really think about it, in that first round, Marias really was getting the best of Cejudo, making Cejudo look bad, making Cejudo look slow. And uh, something happened in that second round. Cejudo changed things up. He said, okay, I'm not going to let this guy do this to me. I'm not going to let him kick me in my legs anymore. I'm not going to let him do this. Bro, he changed his game plan up and just beat Marias. And honestly, right now, I would say Cejudo is the best. He's the best, like in that division. Like nobody can touch him in both those divisions, actually, 125 and the 135.
Mhm.
Nobody's beating Cejudo. I'm calling it. I'm not going against this guy. This guy, Moraes was really the only fighter that I was thinking this guy's going to dominate everybody, but he beat Moraes soundly after he changed up in that second round. Something happened, bro, and it's that fighter intelligence. I think Cejudo is just really smart, and Cejudo has come a long way since he started in the UFC. Do you remember back in the day when he started in the UFC? He wasn't this good, man. He wasn't so well rounded. Like he's become a really well-rounded fighter. Big ups to Cejudo, bro. Cejudo, honestly, I'm not gonna bet against this guy. Just not. And
I
now,
agree.
bro, he's talking about 145.
He's crazy,
Yeah,
but
he's crazy. He's too small for that, I think. But
he
hey,
looks small in there with Moraes.
yeah. But 135, nobody's touching him.
Uh, Listen, man. I I have a question because I found one thing in the fight completely mind-boggling.
What's up?
Do you think that Marlon Moraes was gassed, or do you think that he just has no idea what to do in a tie clinch? Because every time he got clinched, he looked like he had no idea what to do and just ate knee after knee after knee after knee with no defense at all. And I just couldn't understand. I don't understand. I've never
It's not like him, right?
Bro, it's not like anybody. That this is a
Yeah.
common thing that you practice when you train Muay Thai. This is something that you drill constantly. And he looked like he had never been in this situation before.
Yeah. Again, I think Moraes came in with a certain game plan and he stuck to that certain game plan and wasn't thinking outside of that game plan. And Cejudo, him changing things up, because when you go into a fight, of course, you plan for that your opponent, and you know what your opponent typically does. You watch his fights, his previous fights, and you basically you put together a game plan. And I think he went in there with one game plan and he stuck to that, which is a bad thing to do, right? Because he wasn't thinking. I think that's why he was eating those damn knees. Like he wasn't prepared for Cejudo to do all that. I really don't think he was, man. I think he was prepared more for Cejudo to try to take him down, because he's such a good wrestler, gold medal.
Cool.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my train of thought. Maybe he just wasn't thinking outside of his game plan.
Yeah, he didn't make any adjustments. He didn't adjust to Henry's adjustments.
Mm-hmm.
And Henry made great adjustments. Actually, in between rounds 1 and 2,
Yeah.
his corner gave him great advice. And when you see Cejudo go out there, he follows that advice to a T, and did exactly what his corner asked him to do. And I'm so impressed with Henry Cejudo, man, because I remember the first time I ever saw him fight was when he fought DJ the first time. And he got brutally KO'd in the first round by knees, the same knees that he was giving Marlon that night. And yeah, man, he's just gotten so much better after that loss. He looks like the kind of guy who just hates losing so bad that he never wanted to feel like that again after what Demetrius Johnson did to him. And man, he's on a tear, beating TJ Dillashaw, Marlon Moraes, Demetrius Johnson, even though we don't agree that he won. But bro,
yeah, I think this Cejudo, though, I think if they were to run that back, I think he might
he
beat
wins.
DJ. I think
Listen,
he might
man,
beat DJ.
He's so improved and so good, man. And 2 belts. 2 belts.
Yeah, this is a real champ right here, because I think that he can honestly defend both of these belts. Whereas, that other champ just
You know what? Let's move into like a couple.
But let me tell you something
like
before you move on too much. I just want to say
No,
about
go ahead.
Cejudo's
Yeah.
corner. Cejudo's corner was legit, bro.
Mhm.
What they told him to change and stuff was perfect. There was another corner that night that was horrible for one of the fighters. I forgot who it was, but every time he would go back to his corner would tell him, "Oh, you did well until the end of that round." Oh, it was Jimmy Rivera's.
It was Jimmy Rivera, yeah.
He kept telling him, "Oh, you did great until the end." Like what? Like why would you?
I mean, that is what happened.
Like, why are you saying you did great? You did great until until you got knocked the fuck out. You know, it was just weird, bro. Like if you're a good corner, you're supposed to sit there and give them good things to change up and stuff, ideas of what to do. Not sit there and tell them, oh, pat them on the back and say, yeah, you almost got knocked the fuck out. Like, who does that? Like, I always study these corners sometimes. I listen to what they say, and it just boggles my mind. Some of them are terrible. Some of them are really good. But yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there.
You know what? Let me piggyback off that because in the very same fight, I thought Marlon Moraes' corner kind of did him a disservice. I don't know if you heard what they were telling him, but like Mark Henry was giving him like a pep talk, something to do about his mom and something.
Yeah,
and I thought that was not what I mean. I don't know. I don't know Marlon Moraes.
No,
Mark Henry knows his fighter better than I know him, but I don't know, man.
Yeah, that's not, to me, it's not beneficial to start talking about things like that. Like, again, you should give them advice on what to do during that match. What's going on there? Cejudo's changed up his game plan. You need to do the same. Watch out for the knees. You're getting kneed to death. Say something about that, not about, hey, think of your mom, blah, blah.
Yeah. And you know what? Marlon Moraes didn't change his strategy. So, goes to show. I don't know. But anyway.
It's that fighter intelligence, bro. And Cejudo has it. As much as it pains me a little to say because I kind of like
so unlikable.
Here's the thing. I don't like Cejudo much.
He's unlikable.
Because I think he's a great fighter, and I'm not going to bet against the guy, but he's kind of a douche.
Yeah, he's annoying.
He's kind of just always about, himself, and I don't know. It's just, I know other fighters do it, and I know people think it's, cute, funny, whatever, especially like Connor did it and stuff. But the way they would do it, it's like there was a weird freaking mystique about them and stuff. With Cejudo, it's just like a douchebag. That's what it screams.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Yeah, and I wasn't the only one that, was saying that. Like, again, I was watching with Dealer. He said the same thing. He's all, man, this guy's kind of unlikable. Like, he's just kind of weird. Like,
yeah. Proclaiming himself, the best combat athlete of all time. I don't know, man. I mean,
your role, bro.
I mean, you got 2 belts and you got the Olympic medal, but it's not like you defended these belts, a whole lot like John Jones or George St. Pierre. Slow your roll.
Yeah, again, for the folks that love Cejudo, I don't hate on his game. He's a great fighter. I just don't like his attitude much. But anyway.
Dana White says, let's just run on a couple news items here. Dana White says that with that win, that he thinks he's gonna, not that he thinks, he says it's confirmed right here, the flyweights are staying. That's what he said at the post-fight press conference.
That's shocking.
It is shocking.
That's really shocking.
And you know what? I think he's telling the truth, but also lying. And here's what I mean by that.
I got to ask you something about that, though, Mids. Why? Why are they staying? Why do we need the flyweights?
Here's why. Because it all makes sense. You'll see. So there's no featherweight division in the UFC for women, right? But they have a featherweight champion, right?
Yeah.
And that's a belt. And what did we talk about recently about Endeavor and UFC pay-per-views without belts? The more belts they have, the more potential headliners you can have for a card, right? So you can have a division that really doesn't even exist as a division, right? Like featherweight, but still have a potential main event there. And I think that's exactly what Dana White's doing here with flyweight, right? Because there are exactly, and I went and I checked, there's 9 fighters on the roster for flyweight. Which
but there's no real reason to do that in that scenario.
There's no legitimate reason, but they're going to do it because of that reason.
Okay, but
pay-per-view headliners, that's all.
Outside of, say, him being a champ, having 2 belts, making that be sort of a draw, I don't see the point of even keeping a 125 division around because traditionally 125ers, males anyway, don't pull in any real money. They don't. I mean, you could have the best fighter in the world at 125 and they're just not a draw. Demetrius Johnson was amazing, finished fights, and the guy wasn't a draw. He didn't make the money for the UFC, and that's why they let him go. So again, that's why I have to ask, like, why keep these 9 fighters around? It's got to be because he can tout that champ, right? Has
I
to be.
mean, I don't think it's for him. I don't think the UFC gives a
No,
rat's
no, no,
ass
no,
about
no.
having Cejudo.
What I'm saying is, if he can tout that, oh, I'm a double champ,
Yeah,
that just makes a bigger draw for him at
yeah,
135 or 145, whatever. Oh, he's got 2 belts. Oh, he must be good. Let me tune in.
yeah.
The casual fighters, they hear that, oh, he's got multiple belts, So, I
I
mean,
mean, it does sound good, looks good on your resume.
yeah.
Um,
But
but
outside of that, 9 fighters, bro, that's all they have at 125?
yeah, because
Damn.
every time they put a fight together, they cut the loser.
That's
Um,
crazy, dude.
so that's what's been going on. So they only have 9 guys, and but yeah, listen, man. I think that's what they're gonna do. Just keep it around, just as kind of like a novelty thing that gets defended, like maybe once a year, just like the featherweight thing. And again, just to have something to fill up a card, honestly. So
Yeah.
it's not even really a real title because there's no division there. Um, but whatever. Speaking of Cyborg, she's fighting Felicia Spencer, the girl who beat Megan Anderson,
Okay.
and it's the last fight on her contract, man. And according to her, it looks like she's gonna bounce, man. What do you think about that? You want her to go? Like, where would you like to see her? Do you like?
Wait, she's gonna leave the UFC, go back to what, Invicta?
Cyborg is strongly considering that. Now she'll probably go to Bellator, or she says she might even go box.
I think she's just salty. She got starched by Amanda Nunes.
Uh,
Amanda Nunes put it to her, bro, and really broke her.
oh, for sure, for sure.
I think
Kicked her butt.
it humbled her big time. That's the same thing that happened to Rousey, man. Rousey, she was on top of the world, thought she couldn't lose, had her head up high, and then here comes Holly Holm, boom, she was a different woman. Cyborg could be the same thing, man. She's questioning life right now. Nunes has her questioning life.
I don't think it's that serious, man. I don't think she's a head case like Ronda.
Yeah, not that bad, but I'm just saying, it does change you a bit.
Dana White took a shot at her yesterday.
Oh,
I mean, not yesterday, on Saturday at the press conference.
He better watch out. Yeah, he better watch out. She'll beat his ass.
Yeah, I don't think it's why, and I think that's why she kind of wants out, because it's like your boss is constantly disrespecting you. He called her Vanderlei Silva in a dress.
Oh my god!
And he also on Saturday said that he thinks that Cyborg is scared to fight Nunes again, and I think that's the furthest thing from the truth. Do you think she's scared? I really doubt that she's scared of Amanda Nunes.
I think she can be scared of Amanda. I think she can be, but
You don't think she'd jump at the opportunity for a rematch to get her belt back?
No, I don't believe that. I don't think she's avoiding her. If that's what he's alluding, that's what it sounds like he's trying.
He's
to.
Crazy, man. Dana.
Here's the thing:
talks so much crap.
Did Dana really say that about her? About
Vanderlei? He literally said that. That's a quote.
Wow, that's so disrespectful.
That was years ago, before she was with the UFC.
Oh,
but the fact is that he said those words. Yeah.
I know. I hear you. Now I thought he recently said that. I was like,
no, he didn't say that recently.
Still,
the recent comments was about her being scared of Nunes.
Still disrespectful, but he said a lot. Obviously, of things about, he said a lot of things about Askren as well, and Askren's, so.
But whatever, man.
But here's the thing, though. At the end of the day, if Cyborg wants to leave, more power to her. Good luck. She could probably make more money somewhere else, to be honest.
Oh, for sure, and probably get some respect from her boss too, which is also, it goes a long way. And you know what? My news items here, I realized that pretty much all of them are just Dana White saying crap. So I got two more things that Dana said. Firstly, Dana White said that Sage Northcutt should retire. Dana White said Sage should retire before he seriously gets hurt. Did you see this?
Look, I'm kind of,
Damn, you're gonna agree with him?
I'm kind of in a little bit of agreement, only because Sage Northcutt has never looked great, bro. Never. And the guy got smashed his last fight. destroyed it. It literally destroyed his face, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about that. And Sage, maybe it's because he's such a nice kid, you know, he's always like real respectful, and he just doesn't come off as a fighter. I mean, he looks the part, he just doesn't act the part. I don't know, man. Like I know it's disrespectful to say that to somebody that's really wanting to fight and everything, but at
And
the
somebody
same
so
time,
young.
bro, like the guy is not very good, bro. I have to be honest. Sage isn't very good.
That's what Dana said. He
Have
said
you ever looked at a
that
Sage
he's
fight and
just
thought,
not good enough. I've seen him fight. I've seen him fight.
yeah, but have you ever looked at his fights and thought, oh man, he's really good?
I've never thought, this guy is going to be champ one day. No, I've
Yeah.
never thought that.
I remember when he first came into the UFC, I forgot his first fight, but it was against a guy that was like a nobody. Okay. And he beat the guy, and I was sitting there thinking, man, this kid looks like he could do something someday, but he just never panned out, man. I think he was 19, I believe, when he first
When he
came.
came in, yeah. I
Yeah.
think he's only still like 23, 24.
Yeah. He's
I
still
don't know.
really young, but it could be a case of gyms. Who knows? Maybe he's
He's
just
with Alpha Male. I don't think highly of them at all.
oh, that he's still with them?
Yeah, he hasn't left those guys.
Oh. Yeah, Alpha Male. Here's the problem with Alpha Male. Team Alpha Male seems like they're a team that would have done well 10 years ago. It's like they haven't like progressed up to the caliber of the other stars, or not stars,
Yeah.
fighters in the sport. It seems like they all fight like Uriah Faber.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
Doesn't it
too.
seem like
They
it,
all
bro?
fight like Uriah
Like,
Faber. Yeah.
the best thing to ever happen to Alpha Male was Dwayne Bang Ludwig. He
Yeah.
was the best thing to happen to Team Alpha Male because he brought in boxing. And he was an actual, good boxer. That's why TJ was as good as he was.
Mm-hmm.
And what did he do? He left with TJ.
He left it. Yeah.
And what did it leave them with? Nothing. Like, dude, Team Alpha Male, I respect those guys because they have some decent fighters. Faber the guy's a legend in the sport. Let's face it. Like I said, 15 years ago, he was amazing. He was awesome to watch. But it just doesn't translate to today's fighters. And I think that's how that whole team is now. It's just like they all fight like Uriah, bro.
Yeah, and Uriah, his game, it got
It's not evolved.
figured out and
Yeah, it's not evolved.
stopped.
That's the word I'm looking for. It's not evolved.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. You're right. I don't think it's the correct camp for Sage.
No, I think that camp, what they need is to hire somebody that knows what they're doing. They really do. They need better coaches because they need some promising fighters there. They really do, man. They're right up here in Sacramento, my neck of the woods, man.
Oh yeah. You know what? Now I'm starting to kind of think maybe Dana is right because
I think he is.
He already got seriously hurt this one time, and if you're not aiming to be the very, very best, I don't know if you should be sticking around. And he doesn't show the potential to be that. So I don't know. Maybe he should consider it. He has some time off to think about it for sure.
Okay, look at this. Look at this. He's with Team Alpha Male. Their best guy, Cody Garbrandt. What's happening to that guy all the time? KO'd. I just don't see those guys really teaching him much, man.
Yeah. Yeah, their best student is Cody, and yeah, KOs.
KO'd.
Speaking of retirement and more Dana, this is like all retirements and stuff. So Dana White looks like he has. It looks like he's closing the door on BJ Penn in the UFC.
I would.
We've called for over and over again. We've been seeing sad ass displays of BJ getting the crap kicked out of him by not even very good fighters at this point.
But we've seen that like the last 10 years, bro.
He hasn't won in like 10 years, right?
We've been telling BJ to retire for like 10 years, bro. Like all the time, just like BJ, just stop, bro. Stop. You were a legend. You did great. You're amazing. You're in the Hall of Fame. Stop. You don't need to tarnish your freaking legacy by getting your ass kicked.
Well, it looks like it's over now.
Yeah. That's
Thank God, because I don't want to watch this anymore, man.
No. I'm done with the geriatric leagues, bro, in both Bellator and the UFC. I don't need to see that, dude. I don't
Yeah,
need to see these old guys fight, man. And I say old, they're freaking younger than me, some of them, but
they're old
fight
for
age.
being athletes.
Yeah, fight age, man. Like
Yeah,
it's too much, man. I
but
feel
yeah,
bad.
you know what? Yeah, it starts getting sad. Absolutely,
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah. As much as
Um,
I don't even like, dude, I don't even like Tito, but sometimes I feel kind of sad for the dude. Like, you're still fighting? Like, why, bro?
he's fighting again this year, so
I know, bro.
but uh let, let's end it on this retirement. So homeboy, that was disrespectful. So our friend here, Jimmy Manoa, has decided to call it a career as
Mm,
well, man. After that devastating KO to Alexander Rakic.
yeah. How many KOs in a row has he got put on him?
It wasn't in a row, but it was 3 out of his last 4.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, 2 in a row, and then a very bad beating by Thiago Santos, and then another KO.
Yeah.
Happened in
Yeah.
front of his kids too. He brought his kids.
Yeah. I think it's about
Something.
time.
Yeah, man. Good for him though that he knows when to walk away.
Yeah, good luck to him, man. I hope he just doesn't, ever come back thinking, I need a fight. I don't have money,
Yeah, I like you said, yeah, for sure, because that's what you want. Like sometimes you get sad about MMA retirements, but even sadder than the MMA retirement is seeing that guy come back.
Yeah.
You don't want to see that happen for sure. Like BJ. One last thing before we move on to some fights, and then get out of here. Our boy Chris Weidman, former champ, done with his 85 stuff, moving up to 205. Do you think this reinvigorates his career? What do you think?
I think he's going to get starched by John Jones.
Ah, man.
John Jones, man.
Well, do you think he'll work his way up to Jones?
I think he'd get starched by Santiago, man.
Oh, that Santos kid, the guy who's fighting Jones?
Yeah. Santiago.
Santiago. That's a
And
welterweight guy.
Yeah, Santos, man, he looks beast, bro. Like, look, I think Jones is going to beat him, but if anybody in that division has a shot, like a puncher's chance, it would be Santos.
Yeah.
I don't
Damn.
know. The guy
You
that
have
looks
no faith in Weidman, man? No faith.
It's not that I don't have faith in Weidman. It's just that I think he's going to the wrong division, man. Like, why go to 205 and where the champ is going to beat you? Does he not have any aspirations to become champ again? He's not beating him, bro. Come on. Be honest.
I mean, no, he's not beating John Jones, but Weidman's lost to everybody in like the top 10, top 5 of middleweight. He's never climbing his way back up to that title.
So going up against bigger, stronger guys is going to do it?
Bro, look at what happened with Anthony Smith. Moved up from 85, got a title shot. Thiago Santos moved up to 80 from 85 and won a couple fights, got a title shot. Like climbing this light heavyweight ladder is so fast. And seemingly easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm sure that's what Chris Weidman is seeing.
Okay,
like, oh, this is easy.
I understand that, and yeah, he could win a few fights and then get to that top, spot.
But he's not gonna beat.
But then
Jones.
he's gonna lose, bro.
I mean, that's the thing. People are lining up, to get slaughtered by Jones. People are lining up. Like,
okay, so I think that Weidman, it's smart in the fact that yes, he can get to that championship fight, and he can get a money fight. Maybe that's what he's thinking.
Yeah, that has to be it, right?
Yeah, maybe he can't get that money fight at 185.
And you know what? There was a time where Weidman went up against a long reigning champion who nobody thought he could beat, and he made it happen. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen here, but that thought has to linger in his mind. I've done it before. I can do it again.
Yeah.
But yeah, best of luck to him. Luke Rockhold moved up as well. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm rolling my eyes more at Luke Rockhold than Weidman, to be honest.
I mean, that's because Luke Rockhold is insufferable. You hate Luke Rockhold.
It's not that I hate the guy. Again, he's got that Cejudo factor about him.
Yeah, nobody likes him. He's douchey.
but aside from that, I mean, he's not a great fighter either.
You don't think Luke Rockhold's a great fighter?
No. I think he's good. I don't think he's terrible or anything.
Damn.
I don't think he's gonna do anything. I don't think he's gonna ever become champ.
Mm. I
Ever.
mean, he was champ at 85.
For how long, bro?
I mean, he lost his first defense to Bisping, but
To a guy with one eye. Exactly. An
listen,
older guy
listen,
with one eye. That's
listen,
why I
listen,
have,
man. Winning the belt is hard, all right? And he won it off Weidman.
yeah.
So put some respect on Luke Rockhold's name, at least a little bit, man. Wow.
I say Weidman.
But anyway, so Fonz, we're getting a much needed break from the UFC this week. There's no UFC.
It's not a much needed break, bro. I want more of what we had last week. UFC
Yeah, but you know that the UFC is not providing that. The next week's card is not great. So
we'll say that we're getting a break from the bad cards at the UFC.
Yes,
because 238 was great.
238 was fire, but there was a couple events leading up to that was very much not fire.
Yeah,
but
we got some Bellator, right? Some Bellator.
Yeah, we do. This week there is some fighting. There is some fights on, and yeah, Bellator and the Garden in my neck of the woods.
Oh, so what old guys fighting?
We'll get to that in a second. Because the main. Oh, you know what? This is another guy right here. Might as well be old. The main event: Rory McDonald versus Neiman Gracie. You know how much faith I've got in Rory these days. So,
0.
Yeah, man. Let's pick this fight because we might as well. Go ahead, bro.
I'm gonna go with Gracie, just because Rory doesn't have the heart anymore to put hurt on people anymore, as he says. The guy he's questioning his reason to fight. He's questioning, hurting people. And when you start doing that, you no longer want to fight, man. I don't know what you're doing here. So if think about it, if he's fighting Gracie and that pops up into his head, man, I don't want to hurt this man or whatever, like it did with his last fight, he's going to look terrible. Gracie's going to take advantage of that somehow and beat him. I'm going to go with Gracie, and I'm going to go with decision.
Roy McDonald, man, after his last fight, kind of became a meme on this show because I kept calling everybody who looked like maybe they didn't want to fight. They're on that Rory McDonald tip.
Yep.
And you know what? That's still what I'm going to call it. If a fighter's experiencing, that's what I'm going to call it. He's forever a meme on this show. But that fight was not even that long ago. It was like 6 weeks ago.
Yeah,
it was not that long ago. And
you're a Gracie fan.
And I mean, yeah, Neiman Gracie. I've studied under the Gracies, or one Gracie in particular. His uncle Henzo. Love the Gracie family.
That's a great man. That's a great man to study under.
Hell yeah, man. So yeah, jiu-jitsu wise, that's where my lineage comes from. Even though I'm a bum at jiu-jitsu, but hey, Rory McDonald, I can't pick him until he looks like I've seen it before. Rory's a killer. Until I see that in him again, I'm not picking him. And honestly, if he loses this fight to Gracie, which I think he will, I think Gracie's going to submit him in the first or second round. Rory McDonald should call it a career because this isn't for you anymore, obviously.
Yeah, if it gets down to it where it's a submission win, it's for Gracie, yeah, he should just hang it up, bro.
Yeah.
Because I honestly think that if we're getting the old Rory, I don't think that Gracie has a shot at submission.
No, hell no. The old Rory kills Neiman Gracie.
Yeah. But
are we going to see that guy? I don't know.
I doubt it, bro. That's why I'm going decision for him, bro.
Yeah. And you know what? It'd be nice, all jokes aside, it'd be real nice to see a Gracie holding up some gold.
Yeah. Shout out to BitCloud Gaming. He said that Chris Cyborg is about to be a free agent. Yeah, we've talked about that. We just discussed that. You missed it like 5 minutes ago, bro.
Yep.
Run it back.
You know what? You wanted some old guys, Fonz. You said you wanted some old guys, right? I heard you say that you love watching old guys fight. I heard you say something like you love this geriatric shit. I heard you say
Yeah.
something like that just 10 minutes ago.
Okay, bro. There's one thing I like to do when I go to these fights. I like to drink some beer and smell the Bengay in the air.
Okay, listen, bro, this is for you. So check this out. So I've got the Dragon, Lyoto Machida,
Jesus.
versus the American Gangster, the bad guy,
Um,
Chael P. Sonnen. Yeah,
from
that's right.
from the mean streets of Oregon,
Of West Lynn, Oregon,
Western
baby.
Oregon. That's right.
Biggest guns in the business.
See, man, chill. Best talker in the game. One smart mother effer. And like, I love listening to Chael on his show and stuff. He's a smart dude. But damn it, Chael. Like, hang it up, bro. Like, you should not be fighting. Machida, you should not be fighting. I cannot stand these old people fights, man. Like, they need to stop. Bellator is always full of these, man. It's crazy.
Hey, man, people tune in.
And who am I going to go for here? Of course, I'm going to go for Machida, bro.
Are you picking with your head or your heart?
No, my head. My heart. Well, my heart would say freaking, the man from West Lynn, bro. But I'm going with Machida, bro.
The man from West Lynn.
Machida's going to beat him, and I'm going to go with TKO second round.
You know what? You're gonna eat those words, okay? Because the bad guy from the mean streets of West Lynn, Chael P. Sonnen, is going to lay and pray his way to a boring decision here. All right, book it.
Wow. That'd be pretty big for Chael, you know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be a terrible fight, but I got him winning it.
Here's the thing, because the last time I watched Chael fight, I think it was against Tito, and he looked slow as hell, bro.
Bro, he got choked out by Tito.
Yeah, he went in for a double leg, and I swear it was the slowest looking double leg I've ever seen. Like, I could have defended that. It was bad.
You know what? Now that I'm picturing him getting choked out by Tito, I can't imagine why I just picked Chael Sonnen.
Look, here's what's gonna happen, bro. He's gonna go in for a slow double leg and get kneed to the face and KO'd, bro.
You know what? I have to pick him though, because otherwise I can't beat you this week. So I have to. So let's leave it there. Hopefully we don't fall asleep during this fight.
Yeah. Damn it.
And I'm sure this next fight, actually, this is the last fight we're gonna pick for today.
Right.
This next fight, actually, I think you're gonna like it a lot. We've got Kyoji Horiguchi, who, if you don't remember, back in the day fought Demetrius Johnson for the flyweight belt in the UFC. He left the UFC since then. And
that guy.
How dare you? He fought DJ for the belt, okay? And he left the UFC. He's gone like 13-0 since. Hasn't lost. Been fighting in Ryzen, right?
Nobody remembers him.
Whatever, bruh. I remember. All right.
All right.
So they brought Darian Caldwell, who's the bantamweight champ here at Bellator. They brought him over to Ryzen and had them fight for Ryzen's bantamweight belt. And Kyoji ended up winning.
Yeah.
So this is a rematch.
Yeah, Caldwell's dope. So yeah, if Kyoji beat him, I'm gonna go with Kyoji again.
Kyoji beat him the first time in Japan. Yeah. And now
wait, how did he beat him though?
Submission by guillotine.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kyoji, bro. I'm gonna go with a submission win.
And after you, is that guy him?
Yeah. This is another Jan situation, bro. Like, I may not know who he is, but I know who Caldwell is, and if he freaking submitted Caldwell, I'm gonna go for him again, bro. I mean, Caldwell isn't some amazing fighter, but he's good, man. He's really solid. I like his fighting style.
Caldwell's really good, and he's also way bigger than Kyoji.
Don't try to tempt me to try and pick Caldwell. He's way bigger than Kyoji.
I'm telling you, you're gonna see the size difference in the cage. But this fight will be different. Obviously, he's coming over to Bellator, challenging for this bantamweight title, so he might, win both belts off him. But also, that fight was in a ring. This fight is in a cage. That changes everything. And you know what? Because of that reason, I'm going to be taking Darian Caldwell by decision here.
Okay.
I think he's gonna hold him up against the fence and make it a boring thing.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But that's all I got for you today, Fonz.
All right, man. That was a great show, guys. Started off a little slow for me. I had just woken up, so I was kind of like out of it a little bit. But as I woke up, I got much better. Anyways, you're always on fire, Meds. You know your stuff. Anyways, I want to say thanks to everybody in the chat, BitCloud, Titanfall, and I think we had Irrelevant Native stop by, Red Hood 420. So many people to stop by. Thanks a lot, guys. And if you're listening to this after the show, we thank you too. Meds, you want to close out the show?
Oh, for sure. Thanks everybody for coming out. Make sure you hit that like button before you get out of here if you like the show. If you didn't like it, there's also a dislike one. They're both free, so make use of it. That big red button, you can subscribe to the channel. Hear me and Fonz here. Us two knuckleheads discuss fighting every week. You can follow me on Twitter at @therealmeds_. You follow Jay Fonzarelli at Jay Fonzarelli. And also follow him here on YouTube at The Grounded Gamer. New name, same guy. Catch us next week for Fight Culture episode 12. And
right,
peace out, fight fans.
Yeah, and you can give us a call on our voicemail. We'd love to hear from you guys. 747. Yeah, 747-344-4863. Leave a voicemail any time of day or night. It doesn't matter. It's just a voicemail line. And we'll get back to you right here live on the show. If you can't remember the number, it's 747-FIGHT-ME. So give us a call, guys.
That's right. Tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your boyfriend, tell your girlfriend. Tell everybody.
Anyways, guys, until next week.